Hey guys, the name is Kris Barocsi. Welcome to Gear Corner. This is a new episode in my short series where I show you my guitars, my own guitars. This is my second favorite guitar in the world. This is my Gibson Custom Shop 58 Reissue Les Paul. I will talk about all the specs of the guitar. I will mention all the modifications I did because, yeah, I know it's a custom shop still. I couldn't help myself. I had to modify a few things on it. And I will talk about the reason why I bought this guitar in the first place. In case you enjoy my videos and want to support the channel, please hit subscribe and ring the notification bell. I'd appreciate that a lot. And check out the description box, which is always full of useful infos, timestamps, additional stuff, signal chain, gear links, etc. This is not my first Les Paul. I used to own a 1994 Standard, a black Les Paul Standard, which was a great guitar, but it literally weighed a ton, like 5.5 kilos, which is like this much in pounds. It was just way too heavy. And then I sold it and bought a 1995 Les Paul Custom, a black one with gold hardware, sort of Black Beauty vibes. Again, great guitar, way lighter. Both of these guitars had a great distorted sound, but they didn't really have a clear and defined clean tone. I swapped pickups, bridge, pots, capacitors, not everything on those guitars. That's where I learned that the basics of a guitar's construction, like wood quality and neck thickness and finish and all that stuff, determine the character and the quality of the guitar's tone. Not every custom shop sounds the same, obviously. As all guitars, there are subtle differences all the time. So this one stood out with its open and percussive sound, quite some presence to it, and playing unplugged, it sort of has like a semi-hollow body guitar tone. And another important piece of info, the original bursts, like the Les Pauls from 58 until 1960, didn't have this thick, compressed, and very warm sound modern Les Pauls have. They tend to sound more like actual beefened up Telecasters. I had the luck to play an original 59 and a 60s Les Paul, and I totally fell in love with their tone, that airy, open tone. That's why I got this guitar, because this one reminds me a lot of that vibe. All right, let's go through the specs. I know everyone loves specs. From here to here, let's start it with the tuners, which are sort of vintage correct tuners. They work fine and the guitar is very stable. The nut is also original. The neck is big. It's one of the biggest 58 neck profiles I ever held in my hands. And yeah, it's a huge chunk of mahogany with nitro on it. And this is a Indian rosewood fretboard with medium frets. These are nice because they're sort of narrow, which feels correct, like feels right on a sort of a reissue guitar. But they're pretty tall so it's really easy to play the guitar as well. It's not an issue to bend. Your finger doesn't stick against the fretboard. It's a huge neck as told, and if you can get used to it or you prefer big necks, it's one of the nicest playing guitars I ever played. Let's move on to the body. This is a one-piece mahogany body and a two-piece flamed maple top. What I love about it, it's a 58, so it doesn't have the insane flames like the one you would draw with a ruler. This one has crazy flames. For a 58, even probably almost too much. But in some angles, they just disappear and it looks like a plain top, which is so cool. I love this imperfection of the top, and also there are like wood grain and weird things and imperfections, which is something I absolutely adore on guitars. I love these little things because they give character. I would recognize my guitar already because of this egg-shaped circles out of 100 identical guitars. Bridge and the stoptail piece are original. These came with a guitar, so that's on aluminium stoptail piece, and the bridge is some sort of an alloy with brass saddles. The guitar is finished with nitro cellos, as all Gibson guitars. That being said, I do feel a difference between US normal production Les Paul finish and a custom shop finish. For some reason, I don't know, these are absolutely like zero sticky. Even though the back of the neck is like gloss finished, it's not sticky at all. Even if I'm sweating like on stage, I played quite a few gigs with this guitar and the neck was never sticky, which is something I absolutely love about it because I cannot stand sticky necks. And now the big reveal, the pickups. So many of you guys asked for this info. So the bridge pickup is a Samuel Duncan Antiquity Skinnerburst pickup, which was a limited run for Joe Bonamassa, and it replicates his 59, I think the Skinnerburst is 59, Les Paul's pickups. I bought the set, I put both in, and I was in love with the bridge pickup immediately, so that's why it's still in it. And the neck pickup was good, but I was not like in love with it, so I kept on looking for something else, tried out a couple of more pickups, and this was the winner, which is a raw vintage RV PAF humbucker, which is again some sort of a replica of these old PAF humbuckers, and I absolutely love its sound because it has the right amount of highs, and it's very open sounding but without being too annoying or whatever. Even though I love Les Pauls with the pickup cover on, like the nickel cover on the pickups, I I had to remove them because I realized I like the tone of these two pickups without the cover way more. They get way closer to what I imagine and what I want as my dream Les Paul sound. So now I have a zebra pickup in the bridge position and a black one, uncovered one in the neck position, which I'm still not sure about, but it definitely gives the guitar some character. And I actually made a video on this subject. In case you missed it, it's gonna be linked right over here. And it's where I compared the sound of these pickups with the pickup cover on and then with the covers off. It's really interesting. I changed the pots and the capacitors and everything. It's not like the originals were not good. I just didn't like the stiffness of the pots. When I'm on stage and I'm sweating and whatever, I don't have a lot of time to turn my tone or volume lower or higher, and that's something I do very often. So if the pot is too stiff, that just drives me mad because my pinky just slips off this anyhow really slippery surface of this top hat knob, and that's just no go. So I went for Emerson electronics. They are great, they sound great, they don't kill the pickup sound, and they are all tested and they are all really easy to turn. Emersons are great. If you're looking for something similar, the Mojo tone electronic parts and even pickups are absolutely killer too. And there's one little trick in the electronics of this guitar. The bridge side, the bridge pickup, bridge volume and bridge tone are total normal 50s wiring, right? No trickery, no nothing interesting. The neck pickup though, this goes to this volume pot and then to this tone pot, and on this volume pot I have a treble bleed mod. What that does is that it is sort of a high pass filter, so when you turn the volume down you will have more treble left than bass, right? So if it's on 10, it's a balanced sound, and if I go back to like whatever 4 or 3 or whatever, I have almost like a single coily kind of sound. And this last subject is pretty controversial. It's about the finish and the bridge and everything. This guitar used to be a high gloss finished, a gloss finished custom shop, which was something I didn't like about it that much, but because I love the guitar, I didn't care about these smaller details, because these are things you can change. And that's exactly what I did. I went over the finish and made it look like a VOS, which is something I prefer if we're talking about custom shop finish types, which is how the guitar looks right now. It's sort of gloss, but not like a modern guitar's glossy finish. It's like a finish that's pretty old and it used to be gloss, that kind of finish. And that's what I did here. And I also did something else. I had this ice spray, which sprays really, really cold air, and it's something I always wanted to try on a guitar. So why not trying it on a custom shop? I always wanted to try if I can make a Gibson nitro finish to crack, because that's something that seemed to be impossible, especially with like 90s, maybe even 2000s standard production Gibson guitars, because they had, I don't know, a different kind of mixture for the nitro, and it always stayed sort of soft. It almost felt like you could have rubbed it off with your fingernail. It's so weird. And I was just so curious to know if this custom shop nitro is a different mixture. And I tried the ice spray on it, and yep, it cracks. It's very subtle. It doesn't look like a crazy aging job or whatever. You cannot really tell unless you see the guitar in a certain angle, like light falls on the finish in a certain flat angle, then you all of a sudden see all these crackles. It's full of it actually, but you cannot even say, right? You cannot tell. And it's not that kind of artificial aging that anyone will ever see. And that's what I love about it. It's sort of there. If I look at the guitar, I see a few crackles here and there. And it's just a very intimate thing, right? The player sees it, and the rest, whoever stands like in front of the stage or sees it through a camera, will never ever spot those little crackles, which is something I love about it. And I also made the bridge and the stop tail piece a little more dull, because they were like super brand new. And I just, as told, I love the VOS finish on Gibson, and I didn't want these to be like rusty and everything, just a little more satin or matte or whatever. Unfortunately, I didn't film any of this process because I made this back in 2016 and I started shooting videos for YouTube regularly in 2019. So yeah, sorry. Next time I do anything like this, I promise I will shoot a video on it. See you down there in the comment section. Leave a comment below. Let me know if I forgot anything about the guitar, anything you wanted to know and I completely ignored it. Let me know, I will answer. And also, let me know which of my guitars should come next in this short series of me showing off my guitars. You guys take it easy. Have a beautiful week, and I'll be back next week. Bye-bye.